Welcome back to the Scare Feed, the channel where your darkest fears are brought to life. Tonight's story is a chilling reminder that not everyone online is who they claim to be. What starts as an innocent swipe right quickly turns into a nightmare you can't lock out. So dim the lights, check your doors and windows, and get ready because this is the date who never left my apartment. I matched with him on a dating app late one night. At first glance, he seemed normal. And that's the terrifying part about this story. Because sometimes the people who seem the most harmless are the ones you should fear the most. This is a story I'll never forget. And after hearing it, you'll think twice before ever inviting someone new into your home. His profile was simple. A few pictures. One of him hiking, one with a coffee cup in hand, and one with a dog. Nothing about him screamed danger. In fact, it was the opposite. He looked safe, trustworthy. His bio just said, "New in town." Looking to meet people, we matched quickly. The conversation flowed easily. He was funny, polite, and attentive. And then after just an hour of chatting, he asked if I wanted to meet. That was red flag number one. But back then, I didn't see it. The next night, he came to my apartment. I know, that was my mistake. It was freezing outside, and meeting at my place just seemed easier than sitting in some nosy cafe. At the time, I convinced myself it was harmless. When he arrived, I opened the door and he looked exactly like his pictures. I remember thinking, okay, maybe this won't be so bad after all. We ordered food, sat on the couch, and talked. For a while, it felt normal. But then the questions started. He asked me if I locked my windows at night. Then if anyone else had a spare key to my apartment. And then, with this strange half-smile, he said, "You live here alone, right?" Must get lonely sometimes. The way he said it, it wasn't curiosity. It was like he was making a note, like he was cataloging my vulnerabilities. I laughed nervously, but inside, something shifted. The warmth of the evening dissolved into unease. When it got late, I told him I had to wake up early for work. He smiled, said goodbye, and stepped out into the hallway. I shut the door and locked it quickly. The sound of the deadbolt sliding into place gave me this rush of relief. I leaned against the door, whispering to myself, "He's gone. You're safe." But I was wrong. 20 minutes later, just as I was drifting off to sleep, I heard it. The faint sound of my front door click. At first, I thought I imagined it. But then the handle began to turn slowly, deliberately. My chest tightened. I grabbed my phone with trembling hands and dialed 911. I whispered to the dispatcher what was happening, terrified he'd hear me. The handle rattled again, then silence. I stayed crouched in the corner of my bedroom, frozen, waiting for the police. When they finally knocked and announced themselves, I broke down. Sobbing with relief, they checked the building, the hallways, the street. But of course he was gone. I thought maybe I imagined it. Until I saw the piece of paper, folded, laid under my door. On it were just 5 words, scrawled in messy handwriting. "I liked your bedroom light." My blood ran cold. Because I never showed him my bedroom. And when I turned toward my window, I saw the blinds were slightly open. He must have stood outside, watching. Since that night, I can't sleep without triple checking my locks. But sometimes, just sometimes, I swear I still hear it. That faint sound of the doorknob turning, like he's still out there. Still waiting.
Squinting at the background, and then I saw it barely noticeable. But in the reflection of my bedroom window, you could make out the street outside. The next day, another comment appeared. "Red house. Blue car. That's you." My chest tightened as I realized someone had pieced together exactly where I lived that night. As I pulled my blinds shut, I noticed headlights idling across the street, a car that wasn't normally there. And when I turned away from the window, a notification buzzed on my phone. It was another comment. This time it just said, "See you soon, too." The live stream that wouldn't end one night, I decided to go live on TikTok. Nothing major, just chatting with random viewers for about an hour before saying goodnight and shutting it off. Or at least, I thought I did. I set my phone on the nightstand and turned off the lights. But maybe 10 minutes later, I noticed a faint glow. I reached for my phone and froze. The screen showed my own face. I was still live. Except I hadn't restarted it. Hundreds of viewers were watching me lying in bed. And among the comments, one chilled me to the core. "Don't get up. He's already in the room." 3. The comment that knew too much. I uploaded a random TikTok one night before bed. Just something silly. A few minutes later, a comment appeared. It said, "Nice blue pajamas. I'll see you when you fall asleep." The thing is, I wasn't wearing blue pajamas in the video. I was wearing them in real life. I rushed to check my windows, my doors, every corner of my apartment. But everything seemed locked, quiet, normal. Still, the thought wouldn't leave me. Someone knew what I was wearing, right then, in that exact moment. And when I crawled under the covers, trying to calm down, another notification pinged. Same account, same tone. "Good night, I'm watching." For the man who stitched every video at first. It was almost funny. Every TikTok I posted, no matter how random, this one man stitched it within minutes. Always silent, always staring into the camera. At first, he just watched. Then, with each new stitch, he muttered the same word. "Closer." I blocked him, reported him. But new accounts kept appearing, each with the same face, the same whisper. "Closer." The last video I ever posted, I deleted it seconds after uploading. But somehow, he stitched it anyway. Only this time, he didn't whisper. He smiled and said, "Here, 5. The shadow behind my screen. One night I filmed myself cooking. Nothing special, just chopping vegetables in the kitchen and syncing it to a TikTok audio. When I uploaded it, the comments exploded. Not with likes, not with jokes, but with warnings. "Who's behind you? Check the timestamp at 0:17. My hands shook as I rewatched the video, and that's when I saw it. For just a second, a tall, dark shadow moved behind me. I was alone that night. Or at least, I thought I was. 6. The TikTok sound that woke me up, it was around 3 a.m. When I woke to the faint sound of music, a TikTok audio. Confused, I reached for my phone, but it wasn't playing. The app wasn't even open. The sound was coming from the living room. I crept out, heart pounding, and found my phone lying on the couch where I'd left it hours ago. The screen glowed, playing a TikTok live. But it wasn't my account. It was a video feed of me sleeping. 7. The face in my drafts. Scrolling through my drafts one night, I froze. There was a video I didn't remember recording. Shaky footage, dark, grainy. It showed me sleeping in bed. I thought maybe I had drunk, posted, or messed with my phone somehow. But the more I watched, the clearer it became. The angle was from above me, like someone standing right over my bed. And at the very end, the camera turned, just enough to catch a blurry reflection in the mirror. Not me. Someone else. 8. The fan who found my house. After posting a lighthearted video in my backyard, someone commented my exact street name. My heart dropped. I deleted the video instantly, blocked the account, but the damage was done. Hours later, as the sun went down, I heard a knock on my front door. Soft, almost polite. When I looked through the peephole, no one was there. But a voice whispered, low and chilling, "I know you're in there, at username.9." The For You page warning, I was scrolling my FYP late at night when I saw a video that made my stomach twist. It was me. Footage of me sitting on my couch, scrolling TikTok. The caption read, "Don't turn around." My blood ran cold. My hands shook as I debated whether to look. But curiosity won. I turned, and there was nothing. At least, not in that moment. But when I refreshed TikTok, a new video appeared. Same account, same caption. This time it read, "Too late, 10. The duet I never made. I woke up to dozens of notifications. People were tagging me, asking why I posted such a weird duet at 4 a.m. Confused, I opened TikTok. And there it was. A duet of me sitting in bed, smiling into the camera. Except, I'd been asleep at 4 a.m. I deleted it immediately. But when I checked the comments, one stood out. It said, "Not you." Me? And the profile picture? It was my face. You've just fed your fear, but the hunger never ends. If you want more true horror stories that keep you awake at night, make sure to subscribe to the Scare Feed. Because here, every story is real, and every click only makes the nightmares grow stronger. We'll see you in the dark.